Good morning to you, Aldrin, and good morning to the viewers as well at home. Well, certainly, Aldrin, former President Jacob Zuma's legal representatives have already arrived here at the Pietermaritzburg High Court, being led, of course, by Advocate Dali Mpofu. And as you correctly indicated in your introduction, that, of course, the presiding judge now on this particular matter is Judge Nkosinathi Chili, after, of course, the recusal of Judge Koen, who was basically in charge of this particular matter. But Aldrin, let me not waste time because I do have with me legal experts, that's Mpumelelo Zigalala from Zigalala Attorneys, who is going to give us a sense of what we can expect this morning around 9:30. Mr. Zigalala, thank you very much for your time. Some say it's going to be a quick in and out postponement. What do you think is going to happen and why?
It can be a quick in and out, depending on the state of readiness, because that's what the court is seeks to determine today. So they will say which dates in which are ready to proceed with this trial with. If you're not ready to proceed with this trial, or there's any application that there is there, what type of application is that? I'll only entertain it on that particular day. So certainly there are no proceedings which are going to extend maybe up until the later part of the day. It will be a quick in and out, but most importantly, the dates which are going to come out of this court are going to be very important in terms of saying, do we have an expedited trial? Are we going to see the first witness going into the witness box? Are you going to see an inquiry made in terms of section 342 capital A dealing with unreasonable delays? If there's none, then the court will say, I'm happy, the house is in order, all the witnesses have been prepped, everything is going okay. Let's get the date in which the first witness will go into the witness box.
The fact that in the private prosecution matter there has not been any judgment, what sort of impact is that going to have on this trial going ahead?
It shouldn't have any, but it will depend on which side you're looking at this matter from. From the side of the former president, he simply says, I still hold the view that Advocate Billy Downer does not have title to prosecute. And to lament that particular fact, I've even laid charges and is undergoing prosecution by me in this very same court. So I cannot view him as a person who has title to prosecute me. However, the stance of Advocate Billy Downer, which is the NPA or the state in this case, and even the judge would be to say, but he's still an innocent individual. He enjoys the same rights as you enjoy of being innocent up until proven guilty. So on that basis, I cannot stop these proceedings or make any aspersions on him based on the allegation that he's going under prosecution. But it may be a matter in which the former president would want the court to re-evaluate, taking into account the new facts that have come into the fore in terms of the prosecution actually taking place, or it would be a stance of saying, okay, let's carry on with these two parallel processes, but I will state my disappointments and state my unhappiness during the proceedings if I do win with the private prosecution that I'm instituting as Mr. Zuma.
Of course, we did hear from Zuma's legal representatives last time saying that they intend to bring a fresh application, recusal application against Downer, now that Judge Nkosinathi Chili is in fact presiding over this matter.
It would depend on what other new facts are they coming with. Just remember that this court, the SCA, even the Constitutional Court is pronounced on the matter. So in terms of where we are, in terms of the currently applicable legal principle, it is very clear. Unless if you're going to come up with new facts or new ingredients, which will be able to persuade the minds of Judge Chili, persuade the mind of the SCA, or even the Concord, in terms of saying, well, when we decided the matter initially, there were certain facts which were not there. However, the matter has developed and there are new facts that are now into the fore. We must take those into consideration. So they are so important because we have to prevent or preserve the interest of the accused in this matter, protect his rights per section 35, and everything else that has to do with the constitutional right of Mr. Zuma. If that's the case and they find for the president, or they would say, we want to deal with the matter once again, then maybe a new application can then be entertained by the court. But again, the court has the discretion of saying, this is unreasonable delays, let's hold a proper inquiry in terms of the Criminal Procedure Act, and we're not going to hear any matters because we want the case to start as soon as possible.
Mr. Zigalala, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much for it.
Thank you very much. That's Mpumelelo Zigalala from Zigalala Attorneys, and I'm told now that proceedings are about to get underway inside the Pietermaritzburg High Court, so we're going to link back to you in studio.